Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my, what month? September. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the books I managed to read in the month of September, otherwise known as my September wrap-up. Before we get into it, I want to pre-apologize for all of the lighting changes that will occur during this video because I'm sitting on the floor right in front of my couch, not on the couch because that just wasn't the vibe for this video, but my TV is in front of me and it changes screens a lot because it's an Apple TV, so it's doing the like screensaver thing. So there's gonna be lots of different harsh color lighting, so I apologize for that, as well as my computer screen right here is really bright so that I could have Goodreads open and Storygraph open to make sure I'm giving you my correct ratings, thoughts, reviews, and stats for this month. That is that. So thank you for clicking on this video. Let's just get into it. This month I wanted to do something a little bit different for my wrap-ups. So instead of just telling you the books that I read and their rating and my thoughts and all of that, I wanted to incorporate the reread, rewrite, burn tag into this wrap up. So I actually got this idea from Jan Agaton's channel. She always does the reread, rewrite, burn tag edition for her monthly wrap ups, and I think that's just a great idea and a great way to make your wrap up videos a little bit more interesting. So hey, so I wanted to do that for this month's wrap up, but I will of course link Jan's channel down below so that you can check her out. I'm absolutely obsessed with her videos right now. Like I'm craving more Jan content. Like she's just a vibe, so I love her and her videos. Definitely go check her out if you haven't already. So she is who I got this idea from for this video. So basically, if you don't know what that reread, rewrite, burn tag is, it's basically I have all of the books that I read in the month written on pieces of paper in this little mug, and I'm going to pull out 3 and then I'm going to decide between those 3 which one I would rather reread, which one I want to rewrite, and which one I would want to burn. And I read a total of 9 books in the month of September, so we will be doing 3 rounds. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm going to pick the first 3 books out of the mug here. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so then the first one we have Final Girls by Riley Sager, The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, and finally we have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. So for these 3 books, this is pretty easy. This is actually really great. So first, I would burn We Have Always Lived in the Castle. That's so harsh, jeez. But yeah, We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson I would burn just because I have no desire to reread that, and I wouldn't even know. I mean, I kind of would have an idea on how to rewrite it, but it sounds like way too much work because I feel like this book could use a lot of work if you were going to rewrite it and make it a little bit more modern, because this is a classic. If you were to more like modernize this, that would be pretty difficult, at least for me, who's not, you know, I'm not a writer. So when I say I'm going to rewrite some books for these, doesn't mean they're going to be better than the original, you know, it's just for fun. But then I would I would rewrite Final Girls to make the plot twists better, because I didn't like the plot twist in this book necessarily. I feel like it didn't make the most sense for the specific character. I would pick a different plot twist for this. I would pick a different killer, a different motive, just all of that. I think that's how I would rewrite it. But I did give this one a 4 out of 5 stars simply because I didn't love how Riley Sager ended it, sort of. I didn't love the plot twist, basically. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. I would rewrite it to change that part of it, and that's why it wasn't a 5-star, just because it didn't give me full 5-star it didn't give me full 5-star feels, and because of the ending and stuff. And then for this, I gave 2.75 out of 5 stars, and then that means I would reread The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, because this was a 5 out of 5. Such a cute romance. I really, really loved this. This is an enemies to lovers, and I thought the couple in this was really cute. I didn't love the girl that much, but I love Ethan, the male love interest. He was just precious, and the Hawaii setting for this was so cute. I typically don't love enemies to lovers, so going into this I had somewhat low expectations because of that trope, but I was absolutely blown away by the chemistry and the humor and the banter that I felt with these characters. So this was my first Christina Lauren book as well, and it was super, super cute. Love it. I would reread it. Absolutely, 100% yes. So 5 out of 5 for that. And yeah, I don't know, should I go into like the synopsis of these too? I definitely recommend The Unhoneymooners if you haven't read it yet and you like a fun rom-com. And then I definitely would recommend Final Girls as well. This is Riley Sager's first novel, but sorry, the lighting is weird right now. I was pleasantly surprised by this. I thought it was really fun slasher vibes. Great for the spooky season, so if you haven't read this yet, definitely pick it up. Highly recommend. And then for this, I would recommend it for a beginner into classics because this is the first classic I've read in a very, very long time, if not like the first one ever, because I read a couple classics, of course, in high school for required reading, but you know, I don't remember those all too well. Didn't really read them in high school, let's be honest. Yeah, I think this was pretty interesting. I think the story was, sorry, I'm covering it just so you know because it is a library copy. That's why I'm holding it really weird. But I do think this would be a good way to ease into classics if you're wanting to kind of dive into that more, because that's definitely what I'm trying to do. And since it's a very short one, I think it's easily doable for you to just, you know, get through really quick. The writing, you definitely have to take a second to like get used to it. But once you do, you completely understand what's going on and you understand more about the characters. But it's supposed to be a gothic horror and I didn't find it scary at all. I don't know if it was really supposed to be scary or if it's just to have like some gothic horror feel to it, because it kind of does, but it's not like, it's not scary at all. So that's the other thing. If you think maybe it's scary, it's not. I wonder about her other book, The Haunting of Hill House. I'm curious to read that maybe in the future. I don't know if that one maybe is scary, but this one definitely was not scary at all. It's more weird, pretty interesting, but I do think the story is pretty memorable and it will stick with me for a little while. If you're interested in this, maybe look up the synopsis. I'm not going to go into all of the synopses because that's just going to take too long. We're just going to get back to the tag version of this video. Okay, so the next three. 1, 2, 3. Okay, first we have We Are the Brennans by Tracy Lang. Then we have Survive the Night by Riley Sager. And then we also have These Violent Delights. Seriously? Whatever. We Are the Brennans, Survive the Night, and These Violent Delights. 100% I would reread Survive the Night. Love this so much. The only other 5-star I gave this month besides The Unhoneymooners, but this one was really good just because I prefer thrillers over romance. So this one was my favorite book of the month, 5 out of 5. Loved it so much. I would reread it and highly recommend. And then, oh, this is hard. I think I would rewrite These Violent Delights and burn We Are the Brennans, which is really sad because this was really good. It wasn't a favorite by any means. Like, I really enjoyed it and I liked it, but I didn't love it and it wasn't amazing for me. But I did give it a 3.25 out of 5 stars. But I would burn it just because I don't really care to reread it and I don't think it needs to be rewritten necessarily. I think it was a really well done book. I would recommend this one. But then I would rewrite These Violent Delights and make it shorter. I think that's all I would need to do with this. Take some things out. The story was really, really good. I gave this a 3.25 out of 5 stars as well. This was really fun. I love the idea behind it with the Romeo and Juliet retelling in Shanghai and the fantasy aspect of it with this monster attacking the city, and you know, just all kinds of crazy stuff is happening in this, and it's super fun, entertaining read. I really loved it. I read this for my reading my best friend's favorite books vlog for Janelle from Booty and the Books, her favorite books. I'll have that vlog linked down below if you haven't seen it yet. I read this as well as 2 other books I haven't talked about yet, but I did really enjoy this, but I would rewrite it just to make it a little bit shorter. And it's pretty long, and I think it was unnecessarily long. You could still get the most out of this book by taking some things out, but yeah. Okay, and then finally, I don't need to pull the last 3 because the last 3 are Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco, Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin, and The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. So I did read 3 Riley Sager books this month for my author taste test video that will also be linked down below if you want to check it out. And then these were the other 2 books that I read for reading my best friend's favorite books vlog. So what I would do, I would burn Serpent and Dove because I didn't love it. I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. It was entertaining, and you know, I think the characters are really fun to follow along with and to get to know, but I did have some problems with the writing style and the magic system slash world building in this, so it wasn't a favorite, but I'm definitely going to continue the series. And 3 out of 5 stars means, you know, it was good, I enjoyed it, but nothing fantastic for me, and I most likely won't reread it. I'll just finish out the series and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I would burn Serpent and Dove, and then this is interesting. I think I would reread The Last Time I Lied. I think. Is that what I want to say? Is that what I want to do? This is hard. No, actually I'm gonna reread Kingdom of the Wicked because this was perfect. This was a perfect, what's the word? I want to say chill, but I don't know if that's like exactly what I'm going for. This was a perfect level of fantasy for me. It was super easy to read, really fun, just a great world. I really did enjoy this. I ended up giving it a 3.75 out of 5 stars, but I really loved it, and I can't wait to read the sequel that's coming out super soon. But yeah, I think I would reread this because it was just such a fun time and I really did enjoy it. I think the only problems I had with it were that I wanted more. I really wanted more from Wrath, from his character in this, and the ending was a little bit confusing. There was such a big cliffhanger on this too, so I think that's why I was like, ugh, I want more. Like, this was such an introductory book to the world and stuff, so I just wanted more out of this, but it was really good. I did love it. I would definitely want to reread that, and then I would rewrite The Last Time I Lied. I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars, but I would rewrite this by taking out some of the extra fluff, I think, that was in here. Kind of same thing goes with this one as like what I said with These Violent Delights. There was just a little bit too much unnecessary wordage in here, I think, and it's not a bad thing. That's just a personal preference for me for both of those books. I would take some out of this book to just keep it more fast-paced because this was pretty like medium paced, as well as These Violent Delights, but I think that's what my problem was. This was a really interesting book though, and I did enjoy it. It was very entertaining, but also like the summer camp mystery, the storyline wasn't like my favorite to read for a thriller. It was a very atmospheric read. I don't know what else to say. It was good, but it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't great in my opinion, but I would definitely recommend it if you read the synopsis and it sounds interesting to you, because it was really interesting. So I think that's it. I didn't go over my stats, so is it weird to do that at the end? Maybe, maybe not. Let me do that really quick just because I forgot to. So obviously I read 9 total books in the month of September, which was 3,261 pages. I mostly read all books that were between 300 and 500 pages. I had 1 book over 500 pages and 1 book under 300 pages. They were all fiction. I had the 2 5 stars, 1 4 star, 1 3.75 star, 1 3.5 star, 2 3.25, 1 3 star, and then 1 2.75 stars. Overall, pretty good rating month. Lots of average, but I can do average because I still really enjoy the books that I rate average. We're hoping in October we can have some more 5 stars, more 4 stars. That would be really great. But yeah, okay, so I think that's all for my reading wrap up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys like the reread, rewrite, burn tag for the wrap up videos. I think they're fun. They're more interesting that way to me, but maybe in the future I'll just keep doing them normal wrap ups. I don't know. We don't really stick to anything on this channel. We just kind of bounce back and forth and do whatever we're feeling like doing at the time. Nevertheless, thank you for always being here. Thank you for watching my videos. I love you all very much, and I hope you're all doing well. So that's it for me, and I will see you in my next video.